We saw Tiger Wolf win on Saturday night at Wolves, but it was a really well-timed challenge. And the reason I mention that is because ridden by Ryan Holmes, £7 claimer, just making his way in the racing world, and he gets the chance aboard Joy's Delight. Now, she was in really good form prior to last time, and last time she was left in a poor position. She was further back than ideal, she was wider than ideal, but prior to that she finished second over this course and distance to the King Steed, who followed up next time out. So Ryan Holmes claiming that 7 is a big thing when you've got a race such as this where there's little between an awful lot. So Joy's Delight, brought late, course and distance form's interesting for me.
Am I right in thinking that there's not a huge amount of pace in the lineup? I mean, I know Pivotal Dream and Orabas like to go forward, but possibly Arkim might just get a soft lead from 2. That would be my possibility.
Yeah, that's interesting, because the only one that I know to depart from that one is Home Again, and that's changed stables. It's gone to Johnny Farrelly, since he used to be a prominent racer in his time with Lee Carter. So the way is open for... It's 2 significant points in that it allows something to grab the race by the scruff of the neck, and it just adds that extra question mark against Wins a Lot, because if he's going to win over this trip, he's going to need a good gallop to rattle off, and that might not happen here.
OK, loading up then. Billy Bond's second favourite as well, worth a mention for Richard Fahey. Disappointed here at the back end of last year, but a bit of decent third at Newcastle prior to that, and goes from a pound lower for a stable that have had plenty of winners over the last couple of weeks.
And a stable where room's at a premium, isn't it? You know, there's a lot of clamour to get in that yard, and for him to still have a horse who's rated in the high 50s and who seems well set, they must think clearly that Billy Bond can do more winning and can pull out a bit more than he has so far.
Well, just on that
David Nolan, he had a double on Saturday as well, across the car double. He had one-on-one for David O'Mara up at Haydock, and then one down the country, so he's in form.
You touch on the size of the Fahey stable. You see a trainer who's had 12 winners over the last couple of weeks. You really think their strike rate must be astronomical, but in that time he's also had 75 runners in a fortnight. Yeah. Huge. Anyway, last time we're going forwards, let's say we don't have the chance to do so yet. Good afternoon to David Fitzgerald in the commentary box.
No, you haven't, have you, Martin? Good afternoon to you. Jason and... forgotten the... Jamie, sorry. Good afternoon, everybody. Last 2 going in. Chamonix is 1. And Billy Bond into stall 5. 11 runners all set. Billy Bond a bit restless. And they're off. Pivotal Dream made a bit of a mess of the start for this stay at the Wolverhampton Holiday Inn handicap. No need to tell me. Our Kim, Chamonix and Home Again are all keen to really get on with this. Wins a Lot is chased along to get a relatively prominent position early on. The favourite, White Jacket, just settling in 4th place now, just ahead of Chamonix. A couple of lengths then to Orabas, the dark green jacket with the stars. Billy Bond, the brown and yellow. It's another 4 lengths to Moonby Creek, Joy's Delight. 2 more to Madakil, another 3 to Pivotal Dream. So now inside their last 6 furlongs, going down the far side, and it's Our Kim in the pink, the check jacket, the grey Nicola Curry, No Need to Tell Me, and the red and black Home Again, the first 3. Wins a Lot is then tracking Our Kim in company with Chamonix, the dark blue, and Orabas shaken along on the outside. It's then Billy Bond racing in around 6th place, ahead of Joy's Delight, Moonby Creek, and then Madakil, and lastly Pivotal Dream. Getting to the end of the back straight now, and running towards their last 3 furlongs. Our Kim with No Need to Tell Me, within a neck on the outside. Wins a Lot is ridden along in 3rd place by George Downing. Home Again is then driven in 4th, is losing ground. Billy Bond getting a bit closer on the inner, would need some daylight. Chamonix, Orabas hard driven. Moonby Creek has also got work to do. No Need to Tell Me. She's been in the frame the last twice here, but has got a big danger in the shape of Wins a Lot. Chamonix has got a chance on the outside. Dara Keenan, Orabas, Billy Bond is ridden along. Moonby Creek running well after 2 years off, but Wins a Lot has got to the front now as No Need to Tell Me folds. Chamonix and Orabas running a blinder. Chamonix getting to Wins a Lot. Chamonix just in front, close home. Chamonix has won it. Beaten Wins a Lot. Orabas, Joy's Delight ran on for 4th, and then Moonby Creek.
Thank you very much, David. Yeah, Chamonix going in at 22 to 1 for Mark Usher. And Darren Keenan seeing off the favourites. Orabas down the outside. Joy's Delight was back in behind them. Off the bend, it looks like the 18 race maiden, no need to tell, you might have struck here, Jamie, but she's weakened through the closing stages, allowing the favourite to lead them towards the run to the line.
So, like, a real turnaround in terms of what we've seen from these horses before, because No Need to Tell Me has always finished late and was ridden differently here, and we had two horses who were coming back in trip a little bit in case of Wins a Lot, who coped with a fine, and a lot in terms of Chamonix, because she last ran over 1.5 miles. So they were clearly experimenting with her. They found the right trip, but they found the right headgear as well, because those cheek pieces she wears, that can be the only assumption, Martin, of where this has come from. The cheek pieces have really dug in to what latent talent was there, because she has pulled this out of nowhere. And well done to Dara Keenan as well, £7 claimer, alleviated her burden as well. So this came from out of the blue, but I think we can sort of piece it together in hindsight, just to try and explain what went on.
Oh, we've been talking all day, haven't we, about Massar and his 9-length victory in the Craven and how good he was. Well, Elusive Pimpernel, the sire of Chamonix, only went and won the Craven by 4 wickets, of course, you know. So it's just, we've been going on and on about it. But a 12-race maiden, well, 13, gets her head in front. So well done to the team. It was a grim victory. I tell you what, Mike Hammond, I'm going to give him a shout, because Moonby Creek has had an awful run round, but all right, he's got tired just as they come up to the line. That's a big run off a huge layoff, suggesting Mike knows what's going on.
Really good 2 performances from Mike Hammond. He hasn't drawn in terms of a win, but he'd be really happy, I think, with how both of these have performed. And in terms of the run of the race and the makeup, it was an unusual state of affairs. Certainly you couldn't have predicted No Need to Tell Me would be in this position, the grey on the outside, given that we'd almost know for a certainty that she is out the back and comes late. Different tactics tried, obviously didn't work out in the end, but it has helped make the pace better, which has brought stamina into it, which has given Wins a Lot of chance, and which ultimately has led to Chamonix's success.
Yeah, just watching here, the one that is travelling really well is Moonby Creek, who's just checked off heels there, isn't he? He's actually up behind the eventual winner now, if he's to be able to follow him through on that particular run. It gets congested again just about now, as far as he is concerned. And I've got to say that Chamonix has put a fair performance. I tell you what, we'll definitely get a bit further as well, wouldn't it? Because it's all out coming up towards the line, but at one relentless gallop.
Well, Chamonix has been beaten off marks off as low as 40. Wins here today off 45 with the cheek pieces on for the first time. And the filly by Elusive Pimpernel getting off the mark at the 13th attempt. Well done to Connections. Hope you enjoy the action this Monday. We'll be back very shortly, turning our attentions to the big race in America on Saturday night, the Run for the Roses, the Kentucky Derby.